Welcome back. You're tuned into Bazaar Morning Call here on CNBC-TV18. Well, for starters, the SGX that we're suggesting maybe some green. Overnight, the US markets were a little bit subdued. Getting into this Thanksgiving week, it's a truncated one for them, so volumes as well on the lower side. But how do you approach trade? To get that perspective, we are joined by Sudarshan Sukhani as well as Mitessh Thakkar. Good morning, gentlemen. Thanks so much for joining in. What do you do this morning? Last few days has gone to the bears. Do you expecting a bit of a bounce? And if yes, what's the trade on the Nifty? Sudarshan, you go first.
Yeah, good morning. See, we have seen a trading range and a breakdown from the trading range. Now, it's difficult to say how things will pan out for the next few days. It's much easier to say what we should do today. Sometimes the short term is easier to identify. I think we can anticipate a bounce back today. That Nifty has made some kind of a low. Anything above 18,200 for the Nifty, for the cash Nifty, becomes a buying opportunity. So the trade is to wait patiently for the first hour or so. If the Nifty is trading above 18,200, go long, keep a 75-point stop loss. Now the question is whether you want to carry this position. That answer you will get only when the markets are closing. You have to watch the European markets, American futures at that time and decide. But you should go long in the morning. The Bank Nifty is a much better proposition. Yesterday, it had a very narrow range day. I think that narrow range is breaking on the upside today. So anything above 42,400 is a buying opportunity for the Bank Nifty, and you may also like to carry it if it is closing strong.
Okay, Mitessh Thakkar is also joining in. Mitessh, what's your view on the Nifty itself? Do you see this level of 18,200 be a bit of a hurdle in the near term? What's the way to approach it for the rest of the week?
Good morning. So we have been kind of maintaining that the markets might get corrected because the intraday and the hourly charts have been slightly on the negative side. Though the overall structure isn't, undisturbed, but I think it looks like a situation when there's some kind of profit booking happening in the indices, and therefore pullback to the key medium and short-term averages could happen. We maintain that we'll look to explore buying in the Nifty around 18,020 mark with a stop below 17,950. I think that's the area to enter. Till then, I think the market will see some kind of supply emerging at every bounce back, and therefore trading the Nifty may not be very profitable if you get in somewhere in the middle of the range. Alternatively, I think it needs to break above 18,400, 420 to give a breakout, and that's still a couple of days away. So I think for the timing, the idea is to wait for the dip to play out properly. It's been happening for the last couple of days, and if you get a level of around 18,020, 18,030, that's the time to possibly be aggressively on the long side.
Okay, what about individual stocks then? Mitessh, what's on your list today?
I have 3 buys and a sell. Escorts had a big breakout yesterday, and even if there's some profit booking, I think this stock should be bought into. It started a trend which could see it head towards 23.30. This stop loss should be below 21.30. A buy on BPCL with a stop at 305 for targets of 322. And a buy on IEX. It's a conditional buy. It needs to clear 147 as the pivot level. It's trading around 146, 145 half. So buy above 147.20 with a stop below 145 for the first target of 153 half. And sell call on Grasim with a stop at 1706 for targets of 1630.
Okay, all right. Sudarshan, what about you? What are the picks you have?
Well, it's more on the bullish side today. Balrampur Chini is a buy. The stop is 350. The stock has actually been rising from 300 to 340. It's already at 350, 355. So there's a sustained uptrend in this bear market. That's good news. That's a buying opportunity. BPCL is a buy. Now the BPCL stock has been in a narrow trading range for almost 2 months now. A trading range needs to break out one way or the other. Expecting an upside breakout, keep a stop under 302 and look to buy it. ICICI Prudential is my only intraday short. Short selling should be done only intraday. Keep a stop at 480 and look to short it. And finally, Torrent Power is a buy. Again, the stock has moved from 480 to 520 while the markets were chopping around. And there is a strong relative strength, good momentum. Buy with a stop under 508.
Okay, thanks a lot for that. So those are a whole host of ideas coming through. Dipan Mehta is still